Welcome back. Up now, we head into the digital world in Forum Daily's weekly crypto and digital asset update with Bobby Del Rio, host of the Daily Drop.
So the biggest issue in the crypto world right now is the attack on staking. So Kraken, which is a major exchange, was just fined $30 million by the SEC in the United States because their staking services were deemed unregistered securities. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with SEC language, this is sort of like the Grim Reaper standing in the background, um, kind of waiting to destroy your business. Like this is how unregistered securities are being viewed by the cryptocurrency industry at large, and the Kraken example sort of illustrates that because, like, essentially, there's a huge part of their business, which is essentially staking coins, is kind of like almost like securing loans, right? It's kind of like almost like a high interest savings account, where you sort of lock up some of your crypto and then they sort of leverage that to do all sorts of things. But this is the SEC's objection, is that they're not always transparent in terms of all of the different companies offering staking services, sort of like where that money is going and is it commingled with customer funds and all of these things. So it's a big issue because a lot of these crypto exchanges use that as an ancillary source of revenue, and the SEC thinks that they're quite opaque. And anyway, so you see this fight continuing. The Kraken precedent has basically declared war on staking in the United States. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that very closely. Speaking of paying attention very closely, there are a lot of cryptocurrencies, new coins, Web3 protocols tied to artificial intelligence. It's the largest sort of like VC target. So venture capitalists are putting lots and lots of money into AI, mostly on the heels of ChatGPT. But there are worries that a bubble is forming because essentially everything that has AI in the name or in the description is really booming in value. And it's very unclear if those are tied to actual economic value or it's purely speculative. So especially with the sort of speculative bubbles that have happened in the NFT space and in cryptocurrency generally, it's just something to be wary of, right? A lot of people like to follow trends, but just be careful because you see more and more analyses that there is perhaps a bubble forming in the AI world, especially with this sort of like AI crypto, sort of emerging technologies. Speaking of emerging technologies, JP Morgan, the biggest bank in the United States, they recently conducted a survey and a study about a new phenomenon called deposit tokens, which are very interesting. Basically, they're sort of like stable coins issued directly by the bank. So you're starting to see a sort of three-way competitive triumvirate happening between banks offering now deposit tokens. This is their plan. Governments offering CBDC, central bank digital currencies, and all of these sort of private and public companies offering stable coins. Essentially, all of them are doing the same thing. They're sort of offering, the on-ramp from fiat to crypto. And you can see that this is an emerging economy unto itself. So definitely look for this sort of deposit token versus stablecoin versus CBDC war emerging. And I imagine there's going to be other people getting involved as well, which, takes us to the last point here about just the macro uncertainty, the uncertain climate. Nobody quite knows where the economy is heading. We've been talking about this all year, but it is quite pronounced, and you get wildly different views of the economy. You have some people saying we're in recession, some people say we're in a bull market, some people say doom and gloom, the recession is coming, Q3. Nobody really knows what's going on. There's a lot of speculation, and again, I do sound like a broken record, but I think it's important to say be prudent, be careful, be cautious, and just pay attention because you don't really know what's happening right now. So that's my crypto update this week.
All right, thanks for that, Bobby. Again, that was Bobby Del Rio, host of The Daily Drop. It airs on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on the News Forum Network.